Y'all thought y'all was getting rid of us? Don't let this fast-paced gameplay fool you.
You can't get rid of me. I'm not going nowhere.
You're still finna be in a 4x6 express ship to the sideline. Us lockdowns ain't going nowhere, and guess what? Just cause y'all think y'all finna have fun, I'm finna help the entire community shut y'all down. So if you want the best lockdown builds of 2K26 Community Day, watch this entire video. Essentially what you're about to see is the same build in 4 different heights with slight tweaks depending on how much potential that we had to spend. Use these as a starter guide. There's definitely some tweaks that I'd make to each height, but from 6'4 to 6'7, you'll still get really good stats to be able to combat the movement that guards are going to have in NBA 2K26. And trust me, my favorite one is at the end. So y'all gotta make sure y'all watch because each one is gonna be different depending on which mode you wanna play. Starting off, we're gonna use the lock that I would recommend if you're primarily playing 5s and have a team around you. You wanna make them 6'4", 224 pounds with a 6'10 wingspan. Starting off with finishing, we went with a 73 driving dunk, only because this is mostly gonna be cutting from the corner. And to be honest, I'd actually up this with some of the stats you'll see with this build. When I went into this, I thought that 6'4s could get standing dunk. Unfortunately, they cannot. So you're gonna have to up this stat a bit just to make sure you can dunk consistently from cutting from the corner. But bronze posterizer worked extremely well. So it is a stat that you can play around with and adjust to your playstyle. The main reason you go 6'4 is to be able to shoot lights out. And with no dip, catch, and shoot, you can become absolutely lethal. On this build, I have an 88 3-pointer with an 80 mid-range, which means I get Deadeye, Shot Specialist, and Shifty Shooter all on silver off rip. Not to mention that bronze limitless range that I could use for flare-ups. Unfortunately though, that is its cap. The most potential that I can get for shooting is 88 if you want max wingspan. If you go down, then you open up the opportunity to get these on gold if you use cap breakers or adjust your pass accuracy and such. Speaking of pass ac, you know me, I always put pass accuracy on my build. I just do not feel like we should ever go anything below silver. But if you want to, you can adjust this here. I did it at 75 just so I can make sure I have one more to give versatile visionary, but up to you. Locks possibly could be able to move a bit because we have a high speed on this 6'4. Our ball handle is moved to a 74 with a 75 speed with ball, which means I get lightning launch on silver. I didn't mess around with the dribble styles to see exactly which ones you can get with this. But on the 6'4 build, you're way more versatile, especially if you up your driving dunk because strong handle uses a lot of the bully animations to the basket as well. But y'all know what we're all here for. What type of defense will this lock build have? And I'm telling you, it's a lot. Every single build in this video will have a 94-94 split for cap breakers. That means for perimeter, I get Challenger Gold, On-Ball Menace Gold, Pit Dodger Gold, Off-Ball Pest Hall of Fame, and because I have an 85 strength on this build, Immovable Enforcer Gold. This is also where I'll make the most changes because right now I have a 94 steal, which means I get Interceptor on Hall of Fame and Gold Glove. But like I told y'all in the builder breakdown, I'm probably not going over a 91 steal for the rest of the year with max +1 and 2 badges, since the animation is locked behind the badge and not an actual threshold. At least on paper, we have to test it a little more in game, but I'm gonna probably leave it at 94 for the first build and then adjust as we get more information. Even then, we are within cap breaker distance to have both of these on 99 if you decide to grind. And with how many stats the 6'4s get, you really can go any direction to make the build even better. But the main reason you start at 6'4 is the speed. 90-90 split for speed and agility. Once again, we're looking at that middle badge, which is Pit Dodger. In order for you to get it on Hall of Fame and above, you need to have a high agility. Small guards are going to be much faster this year with the requirement for speed with ball. So if you want to keep up with them, you're going to have to up your speed and agility. When you put that all together, you get a physical 3&D sniper that's extremely versatile and deadly on defense. This build is not the primary rebounder, so you won't have to really worry about that weakness, since usually you're on the break anyway. But if you want to adjust your stats, do so. Y'all let me know which builds you're gonna cook up, but we gotta move on to this next height. All I'm saying is you better not sleep on the 6'5s. They are pretty much the 6'4 height with standing dunk. And just to show you the versatility, I switched up the shooting a bit on this build, though I did mess up a tad bit because you can get an 89 mid-range on this build to get set shot specialist on gold off rip. And I have a sneaky suspicion that this will probably be the go-to height for 5's locks if the meta remains with small guards on the perimeter. They can get everything the 6'4 gets with the added benefit of having standing dunk on their builds. When you put all the stats together for that build, you get a two-way off the screen shooter. As far as names goes, it's not my favorite, but again, better for 5s in general. But y'all let me know in the comments which name you like so far. But this is where it really gets fun. If you primarily play park, this is probably going to be the meta heights for you if you want to be a lockdown. You get significantly less shooting on the 6'6 and 6'7s builds, so I went 85 mid-range just to give my opportunity to get shifty shooter on silver. And then with an 83 3 ball, I still get limitless range on bronze. Everything else is pretty much the same, with the caveat that in park, you're probably gonna want way more rebounding. This gets up to an 86, which I believe is silver rebound chaser, but adjust accordingly because the 6'6s are still going to be one of the best heights in the game. When you put this all together, you get the two-way mid-range bully. By far my favorite name, and it does exactly that. Bully all people, whether inside, outside, whatever. We want the smoke. Lastly, we have the 6'7s, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they are gonna be more of the hybrid version of a lock. The main downside to being 6'7 is you're significantly slower. Your agility only has the ability to go up to an 85. But this could really shine if you make some adjustments if you run double locks. On a day one version of this build, I'd make it more as a hybrid swing with the 91 steal and a higher rebound, so you can just switch everything, which you'll definitely want to do because with how versatile the gameplay is this year, I don't think we're gonna see a lot of small guards coming into the park as primary ball handlers. I think we'll see a lot of hybrids and in-between builds taking over. When you put this together, you get a physical clamp thief with shades of Ron Artest, Paul Pierce, and J-Dub, all great defenders. Double-digit cap breakers are a thing in NBA 2K26, and we have no idea how they're actually applied in game yet. So these last two builds, the 6'7s and 6'6s, because they're so versatile, they have potential to get way more attributes than your originally souped 6'4s and 6'5s. But ultimately, whatever height you go with is gonna come down to your personal preference as a defender and the meta lineups for the game. So y'all let me know in the comments which version of this build was your favorite. What would you tweak for your day one lock build? I gotta know. But I'm gonna leave you guys with just some raw gameplay footage of me playing with the 6'7", just so you guys can get a feel of what it looks like to actually defend. We're locked in, we're on Jalen Brunson. Again, look what I'm able to do. The bumps are a little bit big, but I'm still there. Bow. Give it back to my big, go there. He didn't have the passing ability because I don't know why locks don't like to put pass on their build. You should definitely still do that. But again, I have it. I have the ability to be able to bump. Oof, he got past me there. I'm there. Greener rebound, but he still got it. Guys, told y'all, lay the ball up. I'm not a super athletic finisher. I don't have a lot of layup, which I'm definitely gonna test one with just layup because the layups are really good this year. But again, look what he's trying to do. He's trying to bully me. I felt it there, but I'm able to stop him. I have the speed to get to my corners, get to where I need to go. And again, I'm locked in. I'm going crazy. I'm guarding him all the way up the court. I'm getting the clamps and the stops. Now, keep in mind, when you're a little bit smaller, they can have it like Jalen Brunson's a bigger guard, which is good to go against. He's a bigger, oh, he's low. Yes, sir. He's low, 83. I got an 83 ball, so I can still get those shots. But he's a bigger guard, so he can bully through me and just run. And if you're not in position like this year, you can really go through somebody. Yeah, you see me do that clamp breakers. No thank you. But yeah, we're getting it. We're locked in. And oh, I like that I don't have to do it every time. It automatically does it for me. Okay, W2K. Give that to Shay. And again, it's just one of those builds that can play its role very well. Now they want to get him off the ball. I'm on that. We guard anybody up the court. Again, J Will is a bigger guard. And I'm with him. I'm stuck with him. I'm holding it. And again, those animation plucks, I did try to steal that there. I didn't get it. Oh, shoot. And I caught lacking. I got caught lacking. See, you're going to have to stay on your, like with the way that the contests work, you're definitely going to have to stay on your people a little bit more. Again, that's a baby guard, but this build, as you can see, can really move and do a little bit of work. Let's check what the next one can do for the locks. I'm trying to give y'all the sauce, so y'all have to look for it yourself. Day one, or kind of build upon it. So let's look at it.